chair. It goes down, and if I hop off, it comes back up. So, yeah. but I finally made myself go to a second-hand shop and get this chair for $10. So, no longer do I have the excuse of not having a chair, though I do feel like I have the excuse that this chair isn't quite high enough. It doesn't hold itself up. But that's okay, because it's still an accomplishment that I finally managed to get a chair. Mail time. I am 99.99999% confident I know what this is, and I was 100% correct. It's a 4-pack of these batteries because, well, it's cheaper to get these rather than a single one, but then it was cheaper to get 2 of them than to get a single set. And then if I got 2 sets, I got free shipping and more of a slight discount. I probably didn't need to get so many, but they've arrived, and they'll be absolutely perfect to finally get these sensors operational. No, they're the wrong size! What the hell did that happen? Oh, oh, you're kidding me. How did I... I kind of thought they looked a little too big. Maybe that's why they were so cheap. Moving on, shall we? It's the 4 smart lights I'd mentioned in a previous video that I had ordered after ordering one that worked exactly as advertised, which should be more common, but I have ordered multiple smart lights before that don't work exactly as advertised, as I'm sure most people have ended up in that sort of predicament. Battery type CR2450. These are CR2450. Why do they not fit? Alright, now that I've got a chair, I'm able to sit down. So I can actually make a little repair that I've needed to do on this drawing board. It's got this USB cable which is hardwired into it. The only problem about that is that here where it goes into it, it's faulty. Oh, it's actually working perfectly fine right now for some reason. Okay, maybe the cable's not broken like I thought, and it was a different problem. Any case, I still don't like the cable, and I've got some USB-C plug holes. And with these, I will make it so that this doesn't need this cable dangling out of it all of the time. Makes it a little easier to use. Admittedly, now that I know that it's actually working perfectly fine, I am questioning if I should be damaging it like this. But I think it might be fun, so let's give it a go. So I quickly moved on to pulling apart this board and having a look at how it's wired up on the inside, making sure to note down what each wire does. Whoa, 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 what the heck is going on here? Okay, so this Osmo Pocket 2 that I have that I dropped in the other video from basically the roof to the concrete, it's not liking life anymore. And I've been struggling with this for a little while now. But that doesn't mean I'm going to buy another one or upgrade in any way whatsoever. So let's move on
So I started sizing up and cutting out the hole in order to fit the USB port on it. But then suddenly...
How the heck did I miss that? These are male connectors. I needed the female connectors. Oh no! I completely missed it. Oh gosh. Let's get this power supply. I'll leave a little bit of lead on it. Cut off this barrel connection. Get these wires ready. Let's double check. White is negative, red is positive. Outputting of 12.3 volts. Now, I was checking this out not that long ago. It's the alarm system here in this house. Now, downside of it is the owner of the house has no idea what the code to it is and doesn't care about it. It doesn't care about what I intend to do with it. I can probably tap into all of that, but first I'm going to be looking at the PIR sensors, which is this one and this one.
Let me spare you all the hubbub. So the idea was that the model of PIR sensors I had would output on one of the wires a simple I/O signal, indicating whether or not movement has been detected, according to a PDF file for this type of alarm system I found online. It doesn't work like that at all, so this is the second failed project of this video.
Mail time. Alright. Got some straw cleaners. Oh. Got some Allen keys. And a smart plug. These are super useful. Just runs on Zigbee 3.0 and I can connect it to my Home Assistant server and it's able to tell me when this is off, on, how much power draw, the voltage draw, and of course current draw as well. Super useful, especially for monitoring things. Sometimes you just need to know when something's doing something. Okay, today I'm going to have a quick look at this specific box that has LED strips in it. I do have another box somewhere that has a bunch of LED strips in it, but I'm not quite sure where. Nothing of what I want is in here though, unfortunately. This is all the waterproof stuff. I'm looking for non-waterproof stuff. Okay, we can probably go with this one. So the problem with this one is that each LED in the set of 3, so for every 3 LEDs, that's one channel. So those 3 LEDs will be doing the exact same thing. And then of course the next 3 LEDs will do the same thing, and the 3 LEDs after that. You know, it's all grouped in groups of 3, which means that it can't be very dynamic. It ends up being not a very great looking result.
With things failing left, right, and center, at this point I am hunting for a bit of a project that I can work on that will fit within this video without something going too far out of bounds. Remember those LEDs I set up underneath the countertop and around the mirror in the bathroom? Let's remove the glue from that. We'll quickly set up my heat gun on a stand, aiming at that wall wart that had all of that hot glue on it. Here I've got the heat gun set to about 200 degrees Celsius, and at this playback speed it basically looks like water is dripping off of it. That said, not all of the hot glue actually managed to leave this circuit. Right after that was finished and I wiped it down a little bit, I thought I'd take the opportunity to test out a little level shifter circuit that I've got, just to see if it works as expected. Spoiler, it does. Because I've got a laptop out here, and of course there's wireless device controlling the garage door, as well as there being a wireless security camera up out here, I need a bit of network infrastructure out here. This wireless security camera, whilst it is very reliable and great, in fact in the last house it was operating for I think 4 or 5 years before it needed to be turned off and turned back on again for it to start working again. Here it has crashed out a few times, but it has come down to a network issue. See, I've only got one AP at this house, but I've got at least 2 wireless security cameras that are running 100% of the time. For the most part, that's not an issue. The AP is able to keep up with traffic pretty much full time. It's got a lot of wireless devices on it, obviously phones, tablets, smart home devices, and the wireless security cameras. Those wireless security cameras are more on the edge of its range. Whilst they're able to have a smooth stream going, they're still on the other side of the house to it. So, enough waffling. I'm going to have to unplug this here, which is controlling the garage door, and take this bit of tape off that I put on here to hold the cable in place. As well as move some underused gym equipment and take this wall panel off so that I can access the stuff behind it. This is the first plug in the main feed that comes into the garage, and here's the little hole down here that it comes in with. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to be super easy to work with. I was hoping it would be easier to work with. Here is where the power comes into the garage. It goes in there and then up. Here's my little cable snake sticking out. And well, I've found that that little PVC pipe, instead of actually coming into the garage and curving up or having an L join thing or anything on there, it just comes up to the garage like that. Straight up to the garage like that, and then the cable comes out the top. It's actually being pinched in there by the by that little bit of PVC pipe or something. So sticking the cable snake down, it's just going whoop, 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 because there's no space to get it into the pipe that's already there. Though, that being said, this is actually more or less the perfect length to go between it. No, it isn't. This is too short, but I've got other longer ones. The other side of it is I need to go through this box of cables and find an appropriately length network cable. Now I'm just going to run this single network cable, which is probably actually going to end up connecting to maybe a network switch up here. Could be up here on this wally thing that's there. And correction, it'll be connected to 2 network switches. 1 gigabit switch, and the other will be a 10100 PoE switch, which will be to power the security camera that I'll be putting up in here, so that there's a wired camera out here, as well as maybe an external security camera on the garage here. Just look at the property. The annoying part is there's no real shortcuts I can take to get the cable from in there, across there, and into the house. I'm going to have to go all the way to the other end of the house, crawl all the way up to somewhere around here in order to grab onto that cable, and then go halfway down to put it up and into the network closet I have set up. And you know, I just prefer not having to crawl around under the house, but at least it's better than having to crawl around in the roof, which is a task that I will be eventually doing that I'm not looking forward to.
too small. I think I only need about this much cable, so I'm going to cut it here. Fingers crossed I don't need any more than this. Ooh, at least I can terminate it from the ground. Okay, now I really need to get to work.
Oh, and I also went under the house to run that network cable, but that's kind of boring.